Welcome to Human Potential at Work, the show where we explore social impact, inclusion, and empowerment of everyone, including persons with disabilities. Your host is Deborah Rue, CEO of Rue Global Impact, and co-founder and chairwoman of Billion Strong, an identity and empowerment organization designed to bring billions of voices of persons with disabilities together. To join the global community and to donate to the cause, visit billion-strong.org. That's billion-strong.org. And now, on to the episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah Rue, and you are listening to Human Potential at Work. I'm excited about my guest. It's somebody that I have met. I met her a couple of years ago, and we just connected. I love the work she's doing, and I think you're going to love her too. And I really want to do a shout out to help her. I really think we should get behind her and help her. Her name is Funmi Lamal, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. And she owns a company called Clipnix, and she's going to talk about that. It's very clever what they're doing. But first of all, let me do a visual description. I am a white woman with gray hair with purple streaks in it, and I'm at my son's house, and he has this lovely golden greenish wall behind me, yellowish wall, and I have some beads on my glasses. So
thank you for having me.
Funmi, welcome to the show.
Yes.
I know that your name is Nigerian, but you live in England. So tell us a little bit about who you are and give us a description.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I'm a Black
so
woman.
Glad you're here.
I'm a Muslim woman. I'm a disabled woman. I'm female. And I have a white background with the picture of my children, 2 children at the back, and a mirror. So I'm wearing a blue scarf and a gray dress. Thank you. My company was started because I have a lived experience. I had a daughter, and they couldn't control the blood pressure in pregnancy. Stroke after my first daughter, sorry. I had a son earlier, and then I had a condition called preeclampsia. So when I gave birth, I had a stroke 7 days after. So that made me immobile. The whole right side was gone, and I had a hemorrhage. So when I started recovering, I could not do anything for myself. I suddenly found myself in a wheelchair. When I started regaining my independence, I thought of something that could help my privacy. So I thought of Clipnix, but I didn't put it into reality. So fast forward to 2018, and then I decided to put it into reality and went through the process of patenting it and went to Salisbury, UK Innovate, and the ball started rolling.
It's exciting when life gives us an opportunity to rethink our world, what we can do with it. Because you're right, it's that people have these experiences, and now what? How do I help myself? Tell us more about the company.
We make adaptive for disabled, elderly, and post-operative customers. We make adaptive front fastening underwear. It can be worn standing, sitting, or lying. It's ideal for campers, pregnant women, but ideally it was meant for people recovering from stroke, arthritis, fibromyalgia, all the chronic back pain. All the disability is meant for it. People in wheelchair, and it can be worn. You can stand and wear it. You can sit down and wear it, and then you can lie down and wear it. Yeah. Yeah, without help.
And you can put it
on yourself without
in a lot
help.
of cases, because
That's the great thing about it.
Right, which is so important. And one thing
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice was how beautiful they are. So the material looks so soft and comfortable, and I definitely want to buy. How did you get it to market? Because I've always heard that's a really hard thing to do with, especially apparel.
Yes, it wasn't easy at all. It was very difficult at first. But when people got to know it and they were repeat customers, we're still not there yet. Because a celebrity has copied my patent, and the celebrity has more leverage than me. About 4 million people have viewed it. Same thing. You think that where were those 4 million people hiding? So they viewed it, but not necessarily bought it. We're still going on that case. So Instagram, Facebook, online websites, LinkedIn, so many things I use for marketing. Reels, I do reels. I've just done one recently. And we just advertise magazines, press coverage. I'm in my London news, Newsweek. I was in Newsweek 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was in Newsweek. I'm on podcast every now and again. So something publicity, that's what matters.
And I'll also say that she's one of our global advisors at Billion Strong. So I know Billion Strong wants to do an entire spread of what she's doing because we all could benefit from this. And if you're a corporation, there's so many ways that we can get behind entrepreneurs with disabilities like Funbi. And we have 1.2 to 1.7 billion people. What if we all got behind her and we started buying from her instead of a celebrity that stole ideas, but whatever. But it really is a very good idea. But I think we need to do a better job of supporting entrepreneurs with disabilities, our community supporting them. And why do you think, and why do you think that's important? And let me ask you also, do you
Not
think
really,
have that support
because
from the community?
there's so many obstacles on the way. First of all, the big obstacle is a disabled woman asking for money from the bank. That's a no-go area. It's not readily available. And then when you approach female entrepreneurs, the very rich ones, that's also a no-go area. So we find that it's very difficult finance-wise, and the sales disabled community, they tend to buy ready to wear and then make adjustments for themselves. But there's ready to wear in disabled adaptive wear. So you should patronize disabled. There's so many disabled adaptive wear in the market now. So you don't have to adapt it to yourself. There's so many adaptive shoes are adaptive, clothes are adaptive, underwear adaptive. So the list goes on.
And the good news is that
Yes,
these
yes,
adaptive
yes.
clothing, they help all of us
Yeah.
because you don't have to have a disability to buy these really cool. And you're supporting an entrepreneur with disabilities. That's what we want to do at Billion Strong. We want to get behind the entrepreneurs because, wow, you're a woman entrepreneur, you're a Black woman entrepreneur, and you have a disability.
I have all the four.
Really? So
I didn't leave anything out.
I know it's, or we could say you're the coolest cat ever. Talk about a wonderful diversity, but I think more and more we all have to help each other. And one thing I loved about you is that as I reached out, as you and I got to
Yeah.
know each other, you immediately just started trying to help me. And I always do that too. I always try to help other people, but it felt really good to find somebody that believed that the world is going to be better if we help each other. But I know you live in England now, but you were born in England. And then you said your parents had to go back to Nigeria because they were students, but then they moved back there when you were 19. But are there any certification programs in England that,
We just have
certify entrepreneurs with
a
disabilities?
D entrepreneur. You join and there's no fee for joining, and they make blogs for you. They make news conference for you. So you have a disability entrepreneur group that's really established. Try and find them out. It's D-semicolon entrepreneur. So that's the only thing we have. We don't have any certification unless you're on benefit and then you're declared disabled. But as you can see, I'm using my hands and I'm walking, so I do not qualify for disability allowance. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another. I know things we want to address at Billion Strong is identity. Once again, what does it even mean? We say there's 1.2 to 1.7 billion people with disabilities. Is that your audience? So it's very as we break everything down and try to rethink everything. But we do have a certification for, it's called DOBE, Disability Owned Business Enterprises in the United States, with our disability in. And when I was on that board, I was on the board when it was USBLN for 6 years. And I was one of the leaders that was helping pull this together. And I remember at the time, I did not realize at the time that I had a disability. Underneath the Americans with Disabilities Act, I'm neurodiverse. I should have known it, but I remember when we were doing it, the majority of my employees were people with disabilities with my company Tech Access. And so one of my friends around the table said, "Oh, Deborah, your company should be eligible for the disabled entrepreneur." And because the majority of your employees are people with disabilities. And I said, "Oh, I guess that would be like a white man that had all Black women as employees. He should get a certification that he was an African American woman." So they were like, "Oh, no." I said, "Yeah, don't start bending the rules right out of the gate. You should be a person with a disability." What does it mean to be a person with a disability? It should be as part of the legal, what does the description say? Just for example, here in the United States, Americans with Disabilities Act includes neurodiversity like ADHD. So I would be considered a person with a disability under our laws, and I could get that certification. But and a lot of companies agreed to take the certification, but it just hasn't really gotten out there. And so one thing Billion Strong wants to do is we really want to celebrate our entrepreneurs with disabilities and say, "Hey, if you want to
Definitely.
buy
Yeah,
underwear
yeah.
or undergarments, support Filmy." Yeah, yeah. So I think we have an opportunity to come together as a
Yeah.
community all over the world and support each other. I have to buy undergarments. I should buy from you. And there's so many different efforts that are being made, but I think we all have to come together. And even if you look at this, you live in England, you live in London, you were born in London.
There's a lady at Hasonle. She doesn't mind me mentioning her name, but we're in discussion to see how it can be cheaper, to see how we can empower women to make it themselves, set up a little factory.
Oh,
They'll make it for their needs. So, yeah, we're talking right now.
wow. So you're just out bound and determined to change the world, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. And I
Yeah.
want to do it right beside you because this is how we do it. We celebrate each other and we celebrate it and we help each other. You help other women be successful in South Africa. So I just think it's really powerful. So what I want to do is I want to talk more about the products because I have been
Oh,
to your
thank you.
website and the
Thank you.
website is beautiful. It's just beautiful. It really is. And I've seen some of the ads and stuff, but tell us
It comes in 3
about the
designs.
products.
For the people that like lace and cotton, there's traditional wear. It goes up to the belly button. For people that like sexiness, if you're disabled doesn't mean it can't be sexy. There's a classic range. And then there's people that love their cotton. So there's cotton for everybody. There are two types of fasteners. You have the clip and hook and then the button. So it comes in sizes 8 to 26. So everybody from thin, very thin, and very large can find their sizes. Yeah.
Yeah, and my daughter has gained a lot of weight with health problems and stuff, and we've really struggled with our undergarments for her. And I would love to. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go and get her a couple pairs because the way she wears underwear different from a lot of people because of the way her stomach is.
Yeah.
And so it's you wear it underneath your stomach or on top of your uh, and of course she wanted to be comfortable, but it's it is complicated and people want to be independent and you're
Yeah.
right. They want to look, I want something that feels good and I want something that makes me feel good and something that's, we all have different things that we like. But where
In
do you
Turkey,
manufacture
and
your
then
products now?
bring it by road to UK. Yeah, yeah, in Turkey. Yeah, they have the
Oh, how
best cotton
fun.
ever.
Wow.
The cotton
Yeah.
is super soft, and the laces and they will. People tell me when they wear their underwear, they don't even know they're wearing underwear because they have to check every time that they're wearing underwear.
Wow.
They panic. I'm not wearing underwear. It's true. It's true. Someone actually told me. She panicked all of a sudden. I'm not wearing underwear. Oh God, I am wearing underwear. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. The workmanship and
The
everything
best
is
compliment is
perfect.
people don't
It's
know
so
they're
good.
wearing your undergarments. Well, I just think the work is so important. What is the website?
Clip, CLIP hyphen KNIX dot biz, BIZ.
I love it that y'all say Zen. I know. Sorry. I always do that. I'm such a dork. But what do you wish
Buy
you
my
could do to help
products
you?
and follow me on my social media. If you follow on social media, you'll be interested. When you're interested, you follow on social media. It's vice versa. Make an effort to follow on Instagram. If you go to the website, there are links to the various social media. Click anyone that you want and then follow, and then from there you find out more about the products. Yeah, because we'll be posting almost every.
And I think also let's get creative. Let's have some undergarment parties that's one thing we're going to do at Billion Strong. We want to be clever. We want to get really clever of how we help you find out about your products, for example. I just think there's so many different ways that we could do things and supporting each other. And let's have contests to see how many women that we can support in Africa starting their own businesses through this. We're limited by our imaginations only. So right now is the time that we all come together. We support each other. We support your work. You support my work, and we all do this together. And it's just so critical. And I think also women, we really have to come together to support each other as well. And I remember when I was starting Billion Strong, and I started Billion Strong in April 2021. And Funmi, you know this, but my husband was very ill and he has now passed away. He passed away in March. Yeah, such a great guy. But so everything slowed down a little bit because I was taking care of life and that was appropriate. But now I just think, what could we do together? What could we really do together? Because let's elevate entrepreneurs with disabilities. And the reality is, once again, you're a Black woman. And even being a woman, we don't get the same access to funding and finances and business help that men do. We don't. And so what do we do for each other to make sure we can be successful? Another thing that we're doing, but we were going to do it as Billion Strong, but we decided to do it as another nonprofit, is an impact fund, because actually our community should be investing in our community. So if we see an entrepreneur like you, a woman with a disability, we love that you're a Black woman, you're a Muslim woman, you have ties to Nigeria and the United Kingdom. Why don't we get behind each other, get really clever and creative with it? I'd love to see a contest where you show us the cutest way, incorporate the undergarments. There's so many clever things we could do, but we do them together. And so I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff out, but I think that is what Billion Strong could do for our community. Really get behind the people that are making a difference like you. So what would be really helpful? Once again, I know you've said it a little bit, but what do you need right now as a
finance? Finance
business
to move forward.
Finances.
Because I'm stagnant now. Until I sell the remaining stock, I have so many ideas in my mind, but I can't put it to fusion, like magnets, underwear with magnets, underwear with zips, underwear with period underwear. So there's so many things in my mind, but I don't have the finances to go forward until I sell the remaining stock, and then I can go forward. So you understand what I'm trying to say. I know that Billion Strong will be good. Yeah.
Yep, it's time to be creative. Yep. So I didn't ask you to bring any of your products because I guess it would be weird just holding them up anyway. But I do want one more time for you to let the audience know how to find you on the internet and on social media. As you said, you're very active on social media, and she's very giving on social media, which I appreciate, because I want to make sure that people can find the product so they can sell you out, and then you can think of the other ideas that you have. And we also are
Okay,
very
thank you
proud
so much.
to be
You can
supporting
find me on
Strong.
www.clip-nix.biz. Just put Clip Nix, it will come up. And then when you get to the website, you can click on the social media handles and then just follow. I bet you'd find it interesting. I don't want to be jamming your feeds, so I would reduce it to every other day. So that's good. I promise.
But I find that I love following you. I find your content's very
Yes.
interesting, and you're really good about
Mm.
sharing my content. And that's what social media is about. We help each other. So,
Thank you.
well, I want to wish you great success with your company. I think it's very important what you're doing. I'm really proud that we're supporting what you're doing. I want others to know about it. Let's all come together and help each other. This, I believe, is the
You're
only
welcome.
way
Thanks for
forward.
having me.
So,
Thanks for
thank
having
you
me.
so very much for being on the
Thank you.
program today. Yes, I'm excited
Thank
to
you.
see you become
Thank you. We're already in Australia and America.
so.
We're in America with Intimately, and then Australia with
Yay.
Avery. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun. And can
They
people
can
find that
go
on
on
the
the
website?
website
Where
of
does it?
Australia and
Yes,
then
cool.
Intimately. Intimately, if you put in Intimately in America, you come up with some of Clipniks. Yeah.
Predix. Excellent. Excellent. We
Thank
wish you a lot of luck, and thank you for helping
Thank
Billion
you.
Strong. And I know
Bye.
that we're stronger
Bye.
together.
You've been listening to Human Potential at Work. To learn more about Rue Global Impact, visit rueglobal.com. And to learn more about Billion Strong, an identity and empowerment organization designed to bring the billions of voices of persons with disabilities together, you can join the global community and donate at billion-strong.org. That's billion-strong.org.